Christ's Letters. Continuation of Letter 4. I have also returned to all those who are neither Muslim nor Christian, Buddhist nor Hindu. I have come to those who desire, nay long, to know the reality behind all existence. I have told you that I came, in the persona of Jesus, to the Jews in Palestine. I might well have said that I came to the Arabs in the persona of Muhammad, since Muhammad and I are one of spirit. To divide us into persona having different names, Jesus and Muhammad, or Muhammad and Jesus, is the same as giving identical twins different surnames because one teaches literature and the other teaches maths. We are both of Christ consciousness, both individualizations of divine consciousness. When on earth, we both spoke of a God of love and mercy according to the way in which our humanity permitted us to perceive our inspired knowledge from God. You must bear in mind that we were both human beings who had been deeply conditioned by our traditional beliefs inherited down the ages. Therefore, our inspiration came to us through minds already possessed by other ideas. As I have previously told you, inspiration, unless directed into a clean, deprogrammed mind, will always take on the overtones of convictions derived from early childhood conditioning. The rational mind which takes over when the inflow of inspiration ceases begins to explain the new knowledge and insight in terms of what is already accepted by the human mind. But, as I have already told you, I was a rebel almost from the outset of my life and could not accept the Judaic beliefs. I was a clean, eagerly receptive, open-minded vessel into which the truth of existence could be poured in the desert, enabling me to see universal consciousness clearly. Now our perceptions are of the very highest order. We are of one mind, one life, one love, reaching out equally to Muslim and Jew and Christian, Buddhist and all people, atheist or agnostic. Our only motive in calling to them is to bring them inspired, heart-changing insight which will enable them to recognize their essential underlying brotherhood in spirit, encourage them to think new thoughts, relate to each other peacefully with forgiveness in their hearts, and thereafter live their lives differently, drawing light from their source of being. We would both speak of universal consciousness to you who are living in this present scientific age because you have traveled far into scientific understanding and can now receive what we both have to say. Together we say with one voice, heed, listen. We and you on earth are all one at the very roots of our being. Whatever destruction you hand out to others, you are also handing out to yourselves. We must make it clear that we have come to all people of good sense, goodwill and good heart, irrespective of their present race and religious beliefs. We embrace, love, draw you all into our consciousness mantle of protection and safety. We are aware of your problems on earth at this present time. We are aware of the centuries-old conflict between Judaism and Islam. But this rift has nothing to do with us. Your squabbles leave us unmoved. Why jeopardize your own good, your own future felicity by fighting over some concept which is meaningless and therefore without value? In reality, you adhere to your chosen religions because, in the depths of your heart, you are all searching out to the source of your being. Although you call your source of being by different names. We are both aware of the struggles of individual Jews to live a good life, and of individuals of Islam to truly reverence and venerate Allah throughout the day, attributing all they do and achieve to His power working on their behalf, and of Christians immersed in their beliefs of salvation by the blood of Jesus. You are all striving to attain goodness, but will never do so whilst you remain divided by your beliefs. Once the maelstrom of the present world consciousness of mutual aggression has been fully spent, the day will surely come when Muslim, Jew, Christian, Buddhist, and Hindu will gather together, rejecting their differences in religious beliefs and mingling as one people, to give thanks to divine consciousness out of which they have drawn their being, and from which will come all future boundless blessings of beautiful, inspired, and caring lives. Together you will rebuild on old foundations and will say, let such a thing never happen between people again. For now we know that at the roots of our existence, we are truly one. When I make you suffer, I too am lessened in divine life, and my own suffering will follow. We, and the brotherhood within Christ consciousness, are also fully aware of Buddhists and Hindus, followers of Tao, the spiritual adepts in the Philippines, and every other sect and religious discipline in every country, which is aimed at reaching and touching, even momentarily, the equilibrium of their universal source of being. We are all we are aware of all. You are all encompassed within our universal love, compassion, and caring. You are all important to us, irrespective of your beliefs, for you are all one at the grassroots of your being. Your souls are unified in divine consciousness. One and all. You are unified and one at soul level within your source of being. If you catch a drop of rain in the palm of your hand, can you say that because the droplet of rain has landed in your hand, and because it has separated from the rain that is falling to the ground, that the droplet is different in being, chemical composition, and quality of purity or strength from the rest of the rain presently falling around you? You may touch your droplet with green dye and make it green, but can you say that the green droplet is entirely different to the rest of the rain falling at the very moment? You of good sense, good will, and good heart, sincere and true, will be able to reply, no, the rain is not different. It is exactly the same in quality and being as the rest of the rain. The only difference is that green or red or blue dye has been added. Therefore, it has become something more than the rain falling around us. But the droplet of rain in the palm of my hand is basically the same as the rain. Every one of you, no matter who you are, what color skin you may possess, what kind of hair adorns your head and protects it from the sun, the shape of your head or body, the language you speak, the thoughts you think, the kind of words you use, the actions and deeds you perform as a result of your beliefs and your thoughts, no matter what your physical and human consciousness differences, you are all exactly the same as each other, of the same quality, begotten of the same source of being, having the same potential in infinity, the same spiritual capacities in infinity in every respect. The only difference between every one of you, Muslim Arab, Russian Jew, American Christian, Tibetan Buddhist, Indian Hindu, are the additives which have been pumped into each of you as a result of your genetics derived from your parentage and race, environment, family upbringing, family resources, poor or wealthy, education, and opportunities in life. But these are all superficials. They are additives masking your reality you call your soul, even as thy will mask the truth concerning the drop of water in the palm of your hand. Your soul comes directly from divine consciousness and remains itself pristine and pure and unified in divine consciousness with all other souls, despite all the additives which have covered and corroded it since birth. You must also realize that everyone is born with differing human capacities to make use of the additives pumped into them at birth. The human capacities to be utilized by each soul depend on the spiritual progress it made in previous lives. Some people may climb out of the deep holes of disadvantages, depression and despair, and achieve high positions of trust and respect, wielding much influence over others. And some people fall from dizzying heights of advantage, wealth, opportunity, and talents into black holes of despair and depression, drug taking, murder, rape, and whatever. Nevertheless, for all that you have each made or not made of your opportunities or your lack of them, you all remain fundamentally and basically of the same beingness and potential. You are all able to rise up, little by little, from whatever spiritual level of consciousness you presently occupy to the heights of divine consciousness within the celestial kingdoms. As you accept these letters as being the truth of existence and seek daily to live the guidelines which will bring each of you into harmony and contact with that which gave you being, you will surely move towards and achieve the highest spiritual goals you have set yourself at this present time. You can all rise to the point where you fully accept the truth. Work to purify your personal consciousness in order to absorb divine consciousness and become individuals filled with and radiating the power of divine consciousness in your immediate surroundings and eventually throughout the world. You are all important within your immediate environment. The parent who feels that all that is done for the family is not appreciated, who feels that he or she does not make an impact on family life, is never heard, respected, loved, who feels that outside the home or in the workplace he or she is of no consequence and will not be missed, is lacking insight. Such a person, be they male, female, father, mother, friend, worker, employer, all make an impact on their environment. If they were removed from it, there would be a hole in the fabric of the environment. There would be loss, and it would take time for that gap to be filled in with the arrival of someone else and by new activities of those left behind. A void is left by the biggest power and voice, doer of good, or the most menial worker sweeping the floor or garden paths. Each one inhabits a special place in the whole environment. Each one brings their own talent, their own character, their own way of doing things, their own impact on the people they speak to the place where they live or work. They are vital in their own niche. No one can rob a person of their importance, except the person himself by his denial of his value. No matter if a person is born handicapped, they still have their unique place of importance in the family, the environment. Sometimes they occupy a greater position of importance than if they had been born whole and perfect. Their achievements arouse wonder and respect. The impact they make on the environment depends entirely on their will to be, their will to act, their will to radiate goodwill, their will to make the most of their opportunities, their will to be special for people by making other people feel better than they did before the contact took place. Every condition arises out of the will, which is exercised at all times. That's it for today. Thank you. I love you. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye.